Very excited, especially my older guys. Jordan Hudson is becoming the version of himself that we all thought he could. He's made tremendous strides, being a leader, being the guy that the quarterback looks to, because you, as a receiver, like that's the biggest thing. That's the greatest compliment you could ever get from a quarterback, is he's constantly looking for you, right? And he's done a lot of things out on that practice field that is deserving of that right now. And so that's really exciting to see. And I think Romello, Brinson as well, taking some strides from last year. So those two guys, very excited. And then we got the younger guys coming up. Jalen Cooper, who was here in the spring, doing really good things. Isaiah Robertson, guys, wow, just for a true freshman, is very, very impressive. And it starts with just how he walked in the building with a 200-pound frame, and putting a lot of work in, developing in high school and summers and in the weight room, and he's born that way a little bit too. And so his body type and how physical that he plays is going to allow him, to be able to play as a true freshman, if and when, probably more when than if that occurs. So very excited about those two guys. They're kind of running with the twos right now and doing a really good job learning the offense. So those are like, and Carterius Brown has made some really good contested jump ball catches, which, it's why we recruited the guy. That's what we saw. He can jump up with the best of them, and he's put himself in situations that, you're looking around, you get in the red zone. I mean, he may be the guy that we want in there. So doing good.
After the production that you lost last season going out the door, is that kind of an exciting opportunity for those true freshmen, knowing that they actually, may be needed at some point this year?
Absolutely, and we didn't lie to him in recruiting, which is always a plus. You should never lie in recruiting, but we told him, guys, we're losing dudes. We need you. If you come here, we told Jalen Cooper, it's one of the reasons I think he chose us over several other schools. You're going to play as a freshman, man. If you come in and you are who we think you are, you will be playing. So and it helps practice. When you're a true freshman, and you're not just going to get thrown down at scout team as soon as 2 weeks into camp. It's a lot more juice and gas in your tank when you come out to practice every day, knowing that you're actually going to get in a game. I tell my guys all the time, playing football, especially as a guy that's not a starter, and like maybe you're a true freshman or maybe you're a second team guy that's never gotten to a game. It's like somebody asking you, okay, you got to give a speech, in front of 70,000 people, and they're going to hand you the microphone. You don't want to be up there going, searching for words, right? So you better prepare like crazy for that moment. So when you get out there, you're not stumbling around, and you know exactly what to do, and you can have confidence with a deep voice, look people in the eye, let's go. And so they're having that opportunity. They know that time is coming, and they're preparing for that speech they're going to give in that first ball game. And so, and they're taking it and running with it. So that's good to see.
One position too at the slot, you lose junior Jake Bailey. What have you seen from that room and how it's been?
Yes. So Ymir Knight, maybe the quickest guy I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. He is he looks like a cartoon sometimes running around, but just ridiculously quick. Great hands, makes all the catches. Very pleased with him. You guys know Dylan Goffney from the past. He started in games here, so we got a lot of experience there too, and he's had a decent camp. And at the slot, at times we throw RJ out there. So yeah, I think we're in good shape in that position.
Coach, Eric Martinez, New Stitch Media. Going into your second year in the ACC, how has the experience of the first year prepared not only for the fall camp, the recruiting process, physicality, and what you saw, and going forward also when conference opens up later in the season?
Oh, yeah, it's huge. You go into any situation in any job, and you've never been there before, and it's the first time doing it, there's always that looking around, wondering what to expect. There's a certain amount of anxiety that comes up on people. There's different stimuli hitting your brain. You know, when you walk out there for the first time, I don't know how this is going to go. We know how it's going to go. We went out there and didn't lose a game in the conference. Not saying we're going to do that again. Not bragging. I'm just saying that's what happened. And so our guys, they already know, right? So they should have full confidence going in there. They shouldn't have that stimuli hitting their brain, wonder what it's like to go play here, wonder what it's like to go strap it up against Clemson. They've already done that, all right? So all of that's out of the way. Now you can almost like look at yourself internally instead of outward. Now you're looking at yourself. How do I better myself the next time I get in that situation? So that's kind of where we're at as a team.
When you look at Kevin and the work he's put in with your group, what have you seen from him just kind of taking charge first full off season, you know, being the guy, and just how have you seen the chemistry grow?
No, it's amazing. He has a great way about him, very similar to Jaden Daniels. I see a lot of that in his game, like Jaden was. Jaden was a little more quiet, but Kevin's not like the most, boisterous guy in the world either. So, but his play demands respect. And when they see him scrambling around and they see him running and finishing plays and throwing his body around everywhere, making some of the best, craziest throws I've ever seen in my career, throwing it, I don't know, he's like Kent Colby, the side, I'm showing my age there, from the freaking Pirates, right? Like he makes every throw that you can make, right? And when my guys see that, they're like, a play's never over, right? And so they love his competitiveness. And so it spreads throughout the team. And so everybody knows a play's never over. So we're constantly on the run. We're constantly on the move until we see the whistle blows. I think that's the biggest way he's infected our team.
Coach Lashley's talked about the versatility that the tight end room can bring to the offense. How can the tight end room and the attention that group will force defenses to give help the wide receivers on the outside?
Oh, yeah. First, we always have a rule as a coaching staff. We don't ever talk about each other's players to the media. And so I'm not going to specifically talk about the tight ends, but just the presence of a tight end changes everything for defensive structure. And if you can be a tough running football team, and a lot of times that includes a tight end in the game, it provides one-on-one opportunities for outside wide receivers, and they love that. Like if you can't run the football and you let a team line up in a two-shell, you can take outside receivers out of the game. But you can't take them out of the game when you have to drop a safety down in the box and get into an 8-man front, So that's why I think when our guys see RJ, Hibner, Tripp, Stone, those guys making plays, boy, that excites them, because that takes a lot of pressure off of them and opens them up.
When will you guys kind of finalize what an early rotation looks like? And
Yes.
then how does that kind of evolve as the season goes, and game week practices kind of take over?
Yeah, I got a pretty good idea of how it's going to go down now with everybody's body of work. The biggest thing, Billy, we got to do, man, is if you were out there today, I didn't let my starting receivers go in the scrimmage, all right? So it was all the young guys, and they made a million mistakes, right? So those guys, their job now is the football field, practice field is made for mistakes, right? That's made for mistakes. It's also a place where you fix your mistakes. And so where those younger guys are going to go in the depth chart from going forward is how quickly can each individual fix their mistakes. Because I really believe that how fast you fix your mistakes is directly correlated to how much you care. You got that? That's for everybody's job. How quickly you fix your mistakes is directly correlated to how much you care. So I hope that we're building a football team in each individual position group's room that it's very uncomfortable if you're not a dude that fixes your mistakes quickly. And so I feel like our room is getting there. That's why I love my young guys. Zay Robertson knows more about our offense than some of the guys I had here, in the past that are not here anymore. And like that dude's been here for 7 practices. And like, because he cares so much. Jalen Cooper cares so much. Ymir Knight cares so much that they don't repeat mistakes a lot. So those guys, right, those are the guys that are showing up right now. And they're elevating, and they're like, whoa, okay, that guy's going to be the next dude in the game right now. So that's where we're at.
To kind of build off of that, I know you can't talk about the guys committed right now.
Yeah.
The last class of high school guys that are here now, and then the class that you had committed, is that that was the ultimate goal? You guys had the transfers early on in the process here, and now being where you guys are able to bring it?
Yes, sir. No, there's no question. When we were in the AAC, if you want to win the AAC, I don't know, I want to say this the right way. Okay, I'll put it this way so you'll know what I'm talking about. I was in Division II, start my college career. We didn't win 3 straight national championships with Division II players. Does that make sense? We went out and got Division 1A dudes, guys that were would go to Alabama, would go to Auburn, would go to Ohio State, and they were at the University of North Alabama. That's why we won championships, right? So when you're in the AAC, you want to win the AAC and be phenomenal, be great, be the best. Well, you got to go get players from higher conferences. And we went out and did that. But now that we're in the ACC, we don't have to do that anymore. And we can be more high school and get guys that like, hey, man, that dude chose us over a bigger school in our state that I don't want to name, right? And so we backed that up 2 years in a row. Guys, I'm telling you, we're going to have big-time wide receivers here. In 2 years, it's going to be, like, really fun to watch. It already is, but we're going to have some big-time players.